Hey guys, what's up? It's JP here, and I'm back with a very special video as requested by one of the viewers. And this is basically just a spec on how to go tanky here with the monk. Because I believe the person in question is a monk player. You have to forgive me here. I have it open here, but I'm not gonna say your name just in case. So I'm gonna get a lot of flack from this. I'm pretty sure there are better builds out there, but this seems to be the one that works best for me. Of course, right now I am not geared appropriately. If you notice, this is like sets that I built a while ago. I just randomly threw it all together again, and I'm kind of just rolling with it. But yeah, that's how good it is here. You could probably just keep rolling with this kind of gear and be okay. So let's just go through the skills real quick here. First up, we have Crippling Wave with Tsunami. This is just to slow down the enemies here. Obviously, this tank spec is, or rather this tanky build is meant for group play here, so you're not gonna want to do this on your own, and I'll show you in a bit why, because I'm really bad at, as you all know, I'm really bad at this game, so I'll show you why not to do it by yourself. But obviously if you have company, you'll be fine. So like I was saying, we got Crippling Wave and I'm using Tsunami. Now you could swap this up for anything you want. Yeah, you could do Mangle for more damage. I quite like Concussion here because it reduces the damage you receive by 20%, which does help quite a bit on higher MPs. Um, but I'm running Tsunami here just so that it has a bigger range. So yeah, that's that. My secondary here, or my right click, is Cyclone Strike with Implosion, and this is just to pull everything in here. So the whole point of it is you pull everything in, and then you keep hitting everything with Crippling Wave, and that will slow them down. You could, like I said, you could swap it out with a different one. I'm using Implosion on this one, though I find that Eye of the Storm is pretty okay as well. It's entirely how you want to play. Up to you how you want to play it here. You could use Wall of Wind, but I don't really think it's that worth it. I think it's a toss up between Eye of the Storm and Implosion. Feel free to leave a comment if you have anything to say about that. I'm pretty sure some people do. First, all right. So now let's just move on here. We have our mantras. Now, as for the mantras, there are plenty of mantras that work. I don't recommend conviction at all, no matter what. Though, be sure you could play around with it and see what happens here. Maybe this one, the dishearten, that one might be okay. Um, intimidation might be okay. Overall, it just makes the most sense if you're going to use this. But I'm using healing with boon of inspiration, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's the one I'm using here. This is just to keep healing. It's basically like a life on hit kind of thing. And basically with this build, you're gonna want to have life on hit over life steal and a really high attack speed. But I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna build a set just to show you. I'm actually saving up my goal here for the expansion, which no, I have not gotten a beta key or anything like that. But that's fine, because I'm not quite where I want to be either. Alright, so enough digressing. Let's get back to the build here. Next up, we have Serenity. I'm using Peaceful Repose. This one just heals you a little bit, though Ascension is pretty good as well. I don't think you should be using any other, though some people might find one or the others useful. I think it's just Ascension or Peaceful Repose. We have Blinding Flash next with Blinding Echo, which is this one. Now I use Blinding Echo just because it'll help you stun a little bit more. Now you could use Inner Sanctuary with oh, I can't remember which one it was. Um, this one, Consecration, which increases the duration to 7 seconds. This one's pretty good as well. And then if you just keep hitting this, you can basically hit them and they can't hit you. Though it's entirely up to you. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Safe haven might be okay in groups here, but I'm not going to use in a sanctuary. So lastly, we have Breath of Heaven, and I'm using Circle of Life just for additional healing. Now, the other one that you could use is Infused with Light for Spirit Regen or Blazing Wrath just to do additional damage here. Um, oh, and that's why I have my passive here. I'm using one of everything, Transcendence and Beacon of Vita. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not, she's told me 1,000 times. I just never listened to her, my poor monk. But yeah, I do believe it's Beacon of Vita, and that helps with the cooldowns of all of these. It's kind of a must. Transcendence is for healing. You could swap out Transcendence or Beacon of Vita or any one of these for maybe near death experience, just in case you're not quite healing as well as you like here, or seize the initiative for additional armor. Both of it's fine. You could go real tanky and do uh something like this here, which one of everything and seize the initiative. And I should be rocking out, yeah, about 4,000 armor. It should be a lot higher than this with seize the initiative, but this is a budget set, so I'm not expecting too much. And yeah, I'm gonna put this back on here, and I'm gonna show you really quickly why you don't want to use this. As you can see, I'm on MP9 now, and I'm gonna show you why you don't want to do this on your own here, especially if you're not geared properly here. And I'll just whoops, that would have probably just killed me right there. So the whole point is just to do this the whole time here, suck everything in, and then blinding flash them and keep hitting. Now naturally here you're gonna have like somebody else to help you, and this is why you don't want to do it by yourself, because you're gonna want somebody to help you gun all this down. I'll get into why that didn't work. You know what, let's just get right into that right now here. So let's take a look at this right here. Attacks per second, I only have 1.85. Now I do believe that you're gonna want to get at least 2 for this. I have no attack speed on any of this equipment except for the helm and braces. So the rest of this is pretty tanky here. Like, I'm stacking resistors, vitality, and it's selected resistance because I'm using one of everything. If you're not going to use one of everything, then that's fine as well. But I am, so that's that. My health is fine, 40,000. You could go higher, you could go lower. It's entirely up to you. And yeah, so the key to this build is to just have a lot of attack speed. Just keep hitting them, just keep stunning them, and then you're good to go. So now the thing about this build is you're gonna have a pretty low damage, and I'll show you why here. Let me just get to the armor pieces and look for the rings. So let's not look for the high-end rings here, just look for basic one. Let's just say 8 attack speed with dexterity. So by itself, attack speed is really cheap, right? But as you can see, most of these will give you lower um, damage here. This one's not too terrible because it has crit damage as well, but that's not useful here. I find that the best way to do it is to try and squeeze in average damage here. That usually reduces the range here. Though you do want a proper average damage roll. None of these have it, but that's fine. So basically what you want to do is look for attack speed on every piece that you can get attack speed, which if you can afford a witching hour, get a witching hour. If you can afford a mempo, you get a mempo. If not, just stick with the Andy's helm. You can get it on your amulets, rings, and gloves, which you should get it on your gloves, by the way. And your braces, you can get Lacunis, and then whatever you want to roll with is fine here. I'm not entirely sure if on a lower budget you can afford the 2-piece nets anymore. At one point you can, but I don't think you can anymore. No, you can't. Okay, that's fine. Just ignore the nets pieces. Don't worry about getting the legendaries here. You just want movement speed, all resist, armor, vitality, and attack speed for this build. And I assure you, it'll work fine. I've seen other people run this spec. It works fine. Of course, again, is totally subject to change here. You do feel free to leave a comment below. If you really not satisfied with how much you're stunning stuff or how much you're crippling stuff, you can just go ahead and roll this up with Mantra of Retribution with this one, Transgression, and that will boost your attack speed a little bit for a second here. Now this is the ideal weapon that you're going to want to get here, and this is the Sledge Fist. This weapon is kind of expensive though. Ideally you want one with a socket, or well, I'll show you how expensive I'm talking about here. So the cheapest one available in the auction house currently is about 10 mil, and that's not really not that great here. There's a 31% chance to stun, which is actually pretty bad. I believe mine is significantly higher than that. Yeah, it's 41. So that's probably as low as it's gonna get here. Um, I'm not entirely sure you can get lifesteal on these weapons. You might be able to. Yeah, so if you can get lifesteal, that'd be fine. Life on hit works fine as well. Not in this small amounts, but a socket should be pretty expensive with this one. Yeah, it's like super expensive here. So I actually got pretty lucky with mine. Mine dropped quite a while ago actually. It's worth quite a bit now, so I probably might put that up for sale. Um, yeah, so that's that. If you guys have any questions, do feel free do leave a comment below. Do keep an eye out on the channel. I know it's been pretty quiet recently. I have been really busy with work here, so I've had time to make more videos, but I will be out with more content here. And I do look forward to playing with you guys, especially once the Reaper of Souls is out. But if you guys are interested in leveling up with leveling paragon leveling, or whatever you want to call it, power leveling, do add me in game here. My battle tag is in the description below. Add me in game. If you catch me online, we can just play a few rounds. I'm pretty okay with that. Best would be on the weekends, because I might have more time on the weekends. I'm not entirely sure. I usually work weekends as well, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so that's all for today, guys. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and that'll be all for me for today. This is JP signing out.